Okay, John, ready when you are. Ready when you are.
There we have it. John in the red and black. The new world champion, Darrell in the salmon. Well, that's a very tight lag, but from my view on the overhead, looks like the yellows to me.
It's just Darrell's win. Okay, you want to break first? Okay. Good luck, Darrell.
And it is Darrell Whitworth to break.
All the best.
To a certain extent, bit of an advantage for Darrell. Having played his previous game on this table, he knows exactly how it's breaking. It's literally just come off. John may take a couple of breaks at least to get used to it. So, it'll depend. He may get a little bit lucky. He may find a break that works immediately.
Okay. First frame, Darrell Whitworth to break. Time running.
As Darrell gets us underway, I am delighted to be joined in the commentary box by our very own Mark Pickworth. Good afternoon, Mark. Is it afternoon or is it evening?
Just about now.
Are we?
We're into the evening now, I'm afraid.
I've lost track of time in here. It's there's no windows.
You've not been locked in here all day, have you?
You know full well that I have.
Oh, obviously done something wrong, haven't you, Dan? So,
Absolutely.
But anyway, what a great match we've got here, have we?
10 seconds.
Yeah, it is a great match. Darrell's just come through with flying colours against Simon Ward. He started the match quite badly, actually, to be fair. But I think he dished, 5 of the last 6 frames?
Yeah, I mean, I think I joined at about 6-5. And, I was at ringside watching the action, and wow, what a great end to that match.
Yeah, it certainly was. Felt a little bit sorry for Simon, I have to say, because he didn't really have much of a chance. He
sat in his seat for most of it, didn't he? And
he
just
was.
admired it, which was, but it was great for the viewers, definitely.
I was just saying, I think Darrell's probably got a slight advantage, having just come off this table, or not even come off this table, really. He's literally just played on it, whereas John hasn't been on the TV all day.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Darrell just as he finished that previous match, and he said he felt really nervous at the start, and then towards the end he got even more nervous. So it's been interesting now. If he has settled, this is going to be a really good encounter.
Well, John, they're taking on a tough yellow and not quite making it, so big opportunity for Darrell to take the first frame now.
Yeah, that was a rare miss from John, definitely. You don't normally see him miss them ones.
Do you think he's under the curse?
I'm not so sure about that. He's an absolute exceptional talent.
He is, that's very true. But then so has everyone else been. They've been world champions for a reason.
They certainly have. You don't get that title for any reason. But you're definitely going to see... Darrell really, this is his chance here to really capitalise on that error.
Yeah, it's what he did well against Simon. He punished his mistakes for the most part. Couple of really weird frames early doors in that game, but then as it went on, it just became a dish fest. It was a slugfest, really.
This is really a good opportunity now, isn't it, for Darrell just to settle into the match early doors, and and he can just capitalise on these mistakes, and he's away, isn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a school of thought that says he almost should be settled anyway. He literally has just come off the table there.
Yeah.
And off this table. He's a little bit straight on this yellow, though.
I don't know. He can pinch something here. You'll just see this, just with a stun up. Yes, he had a perfect angle. Still a bit of control left to do here. Will he play the cannon into the red? So straight black hair, and he's going to be 1-0 up.
He is.
Right.
Beautifully done after the error by John McAllister. Darrell Whitworth takes a 1-frame lead, but it will be John to break next. Now, the break's been an interesting little thing on the stream table, the TV table rather, this weekend. I've seen most players go for the cut break and make that work. In fact, Darrell's probably the first person I've seen make a front ball break work consistently throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah, I mean, when Tom Cousin was on the TV table, I was seeing him cut from the side, and that's not normally his style. So whether he's just recently just changed that, I'm not so sure. I
think it might have just been that he was watching how the other games were going. And it seemed to me like there were a lot of players who were taking on cut breaks that wouldn't normally. I saw Jordan Shepherd even take on a cut break in his semi-final with Jordan Church.
Well, if something's working, surely you don't change it. Surely not. Well, here's John. Look, this is his normal break.
Yeah. We'll see.
Wow. Where's the white?
Oh, just stays out. Is that yellow going to sit right on top of it? It is. Oh, my word. That's cruel.
I mean, when he's hit these, though, Dan, it just looks an absolutely near perfect break. But
it does, but it looked like an in-off as well. It was a bit lucky to keep the cue ball out.
Yeah, great connection.
Oh, he's hitting well, no doubt about it.
Extension call.
Look at the split.
Yeah.
Bit of a problem on the yellows with the black.
I mean, he'd love to get a red here, but there's not even a great safety on here, is there?
I don't know if he can just thin off the yellow and sort of put Darrell back in a similar spot to the left-hand side of the yellow and maybe leave him a very tough red to go at.
Yeah, he's got to make this as difficult as possible to keep him away from these reds, definitely.
10 seconds.
I don't like going this way. I just can't see how he's not going to leave him. Well, he's tried to attack. It's not too bad. The reds are trickier now than they were. He's still got the black to develop, and the two reds at the top are covered to the top left.
Yeah, but that yellow's down in this bottom right-hand corner, so he's got a decision to make here, none too early.
Yellows it is.
And knowing Darrell, he'll definitely go for these.
Do you know Darrell? Because I'll be honest, I've never seen him play before the match.
Yeah, I know him a little bit. Sort of, since he's joined the tour, this is his third year on the tour, is it? Well, I think he did a couple of tours at the end of 2 years ago.
This is certainly his first year on tour as a professional.
It is, yes. It is, yeah. He qualified last year.
Yeah, and well, he's certainly showing that it was no fluke. He's certainly good value for his professional title.
That's come out.
Well,
still got a shot though, Dan. He's still got a shot here.
He has got a shot, but that's not come out as well as he'd have liked.
No.
He certainly can't cut that yellow in back to the bottom right pocket. He can't see the one to the top left, so it's a thin snick across the table.
Extension called.
There's no guarantee of position afterwards either.
Well, he's going to have to play it with a little bit of side, I think, to try and get the angle to come round. This is a tough shot. It's a tough shot. Oh. Where's the white?
No. I'm surprised he played the pot beautifully, but I think he played it with check side. And I was sort of expecting running.
1 free shot, one
I was
visit.
expecting him to come around the angles.
I mean, we've all got different shots, but I'm with you on that one, Dan. I would have probably played it with a bit of running side.
Either way, John McAllister is going to put this yellow into a nice safe position before he takes on the clearance. Not sure that was entirely necessary, but I guess a bit of insurance is no bad thing to have.
No, not at these rules, definitely not. And plus it gets him on his, he frees up these top end of these balls. That's a bit of a loose shot from John.
Yeah, I would argue that it was the shot before that was slightly loose. He should have left himself a much nicer angle, really, with ball in hand. A safety shot from the world champ.
Doesn't look like a total, but camera angles can be receiving, so possibly.
I think it is, but I don't think it matters because the yellow's so close to the cushion that he's almost bound to hit a cushion. I would imagine he's going to be playing this at some fair pace as well. There's no safety on here.
No, definitely not. Ooh, that's a nicely controlled shot, though, Dan.
It is. It's a good shot, but I mean, he's still left him at a straight drop into the centre or an easy safety.
I think you'll probably see John play the safety here. Well, would he take this red on? I expect the safety.
10 seconds.
Oh, did he? Was he playing that? I can't tell.
I think it was a shot to nothing. Yeah,
But
definitely.
Given the benefit of the doubt, we'll say it was a shot to nothing.
Yeah.
It's not actually that great.
Well, he'll be all right. He'll probably take this long one up the rail to the top left-hand corner, and then he'll try and take the bottom two, I should say, unless he does run it through. But for me, he just done this one in. Oh, he's missed it again. I've never seen John miss so many balls.
Well, it's not much of a chance, this, for Darrell, but it's more of a chance than he would have been expecting to get. He's got to find something very, very special if he's going to pot this yellow.
Does this yellow double in the bottom right-hand corner? Does it double, or is it just a cut?
I think it's really close. I don't think it doubles.
He's going cushion, middle, I think he was playing there.
Well, I guess he's added a little bit of difficulty on for John. Not a huge amount, but that yellow going just close enough to that red to make the position a bit harder.
Yes, but, you know, I know we've seen John miss a couple of balls already, so not sure what he's feeling at the moment, but you've got to expect our world champion to get these.
Oh, 100%. It's just one of those things when you're trying to settle into a match.
Yeah, it's still early doors. You're right about that one, Dan, and I think he needs to get a frame on the board to settle in.
It's always nice to get that first frame.
10 seconds.
Where's the white?
Well, this is it fair to say this is a bit ropey from the world champion?
Yeah.
Because it is.
Definitely not his normal style, this isn't. Definitely not.
I think he'll come good. I think, like you say, he just needs to get comfortable with the table.
Right. For me, it was a bit of an edgy frame, but you know, he's got it, so that's the main thing that he'll be looking at.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how badly you play if you win the frame. But it certainly did betray a sense of a little bit of nervousness from the world champion. I think Darrell will be nervous as well, understandably so.
Yeah, this is it. Well, this is his first professional semi-final.
First professional event.
Yeah, I know. This is it's a great achievement, definitely, especially in the company that he's in. You see there from the camera angle, old Jeff, that's John's sponsor. Comes everywhere with him, and what a great guy he is too.
Yeah, he certainly is. An incredible sort of servant to John, if you like. He does. It's amazing that he
Third frame,
follows
Darrell
him
Whitworth to break.
everywhere. It's,
One frame all.
he is a really nice
Timer.
guy. Darrell to break off then at one frame apiece.
It's gone dry.
And that's rare for Darrell at the moment. He hasn't had many go dry.
I mean, the split was really good. It got sort of kicked into the side cushion a little bit, but yeah, it was a surprise that
Extension
it was dry.
It's left a lovely chance on yellows. He can get through to the yellow to the left centre. And then for me, it's a pretty routine
Unless that
finish.
yellow just past the black into the bottom left-hand corner, there's that option as well. But as you said, Dan, I think the left centre is definitely the ball to be taken if you can see that.
No, he likes the one he's close to. Fair enough. Gets it out the way. Well, he's definitely on the one to the left centre now.
Yeah, I expect him to take the one at the top end of the table, but it all depends on angles here. So just depends on what he prefers. I mean, obviously the one that goes in the right centre, that's a bit of a tricky one, which needs a little bit of care and attention.
10 seconds.
But with 3 easily be potable balls here, down at the bottom end, you'd expect him to be getting these. But he's left himself short there. There's a bit of hampering here, is there?
Perhaps a fraction. I think he's straight enough that it's a pretty comfortable stun.
I think it helps being left-handed, this shot, Dan, does it?
Probably does, actually. Nah, no trouble at all.
Not for the Rolls-Royce cue action like John has. Have you used that line for John yet? Or
I'm not sure. Are we allowed to say that on the BBC? Do we have to say that other cue actions are available?
Yeah, probably we do.
Do we have the Bentley cue action as well? Or?
Are you going to create one?
I think mine's just bent, not...
Oh, is it? Oh, dear. We won't get into your cue action there, Dan. We ain't got all night.
No, it's probably a fair comment.
But he's took these out well done. And
he certainly has. He knows a bit... He looks a bit more like the John McAllister that we know
yes,
in
definitely.
this frame. Although
everything's been absolutely pinpoint on this clearance.
But it wasn't a difficult finish. It's fair to say we haven't seen the best of him yet because we haven't seen him take on anything particularly spectacular. That was a good break by Darrell and he didn't make a ball.
Yeah, and I think Darrell could be disappointed here because he could have been 2-0 up here, and and then with a chance to break, go 3-0 up. It's all ifs and buts, isn't it? So, but he's 2-1 down, so he's got his work cut out now.
It is, but he should have been probably 5-1 down against Simon Ward, and he came back to win that. So.
Wow. Well, I did miss the early stages of that match.
Yeah, I mean, he probably considered himself a little bit fortunate that neither player could get going, but sort of Darrell probably made the most mistakes in the early part of that
Fourth
match,
frame.
and then
John McAllister
towards the end, he was just
leading 2 frames
phenomenal.
to 1. Time running.
So he'll be hoping for something similar here. A slow start's okay if you finish well.
Got the split well again. I don't know why there's a ball going down.
It's the front ball break on the TV table. It's not working, mate. It's not.
Maybe that's why people was changing.
Precisely. That's exactly what I think. I think a lot of the players realised that quite early on, the ones that were on the TV. But I don't know if John McAllister has a cut break. I've never seen him use one.
10 seconds.
No, he's definitely front ball specialist.
A chance then for Darrell Whitworth to get straight back into the match. It's just that red down towards the right corner. Sort of tucked in behind those 2 yellows. Tricky to get on. That needs some development.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. It is very tricky. I'm just trying to find out a way myself to get on that red. Be interesting to see which ball he thinks he can get on with it with. There is choices, but you need a bit of run and look with it.
10 seconds.
So there's a big shot. He's been playing them ever so well, though, Darrell. The frames I saw him against Simon Ward, he's been nailing them long ones all day long.
In fairness, I've hardly seen him miss a pot. He's been fantastic. I think this might be where he attacks from.
This is I don't
No.
So no. Can he drop on this? Can he see it?
I think he's underdone that for the middle.
He has. He's going to be chasing his white ball here now.
Well, how much check side can you put on a ball?
It's controlled. Is he hard enough? He's straight.
He's the wrong angle. I don't think this is possible. I don't think he can possibly get on that last red.
Is there a gap though, Dan? You know, if you left the ball in the top end of the corner, is there a gap through them two yellows?
Well,
Without white? Don't look it on one of the camera angles, I tell you.
10 seconds.
is there?
Here we go.
Maybe if you could put it where that red is, where that yellow is. I was going to say where that yellow is. You might have been right. He might have been on that. It's very tight.
I reckon he was on that from there. Looking at that, he was on that red.
But to get there, he had to pinch the pocket, and it didn't work out for him.
No. So for me, that's another chance gone for Darrell.
I'd go with that.
10 seconds.
Not something that you can afford to do very often, is miss a chance.
And John's going to really punish this. He's obviously going to punish it with a snooker, or is he? I mean,
I'd be surprised if he didn't play a
definitely.
snooker.
I'll be surprised if he played a snooker. To be
Extension call.
fair, very attacking because he's got such a great cue action.
He is, but we've already seen him play a snooker in this match. You know, he played safe earlier on in the match. This isn't a great table to go at if you're yellows.
No, it's not. But he's got the right shot to play now to get into them tougher yellows if he wanted to. That was a very loose shot.
Yeah, that's a long way away.
He definitely had a better option than that, I know.
I did.
I mean, he's still favourite for this frame. Not sure what Darrell can achieve here. What's he?
Well, he's just trying to get his difficult red out, I think. Maybe get in behind it, off the cushion.
I like that shot, Dan.
I do too. I think it's clever.
But I think he's obviously going to be snookered after. He's probably not going to see a red for a little while. But he's put him in a different shape.
Well, he hasn't, has he? I mean, it's as thin as you could get, but I think Darrell can cut that into the middle.
Really? What
I
a
do.
shot. This would be an awesome shot if this goes. It looks a bit high to me. But
I don't see what else he can do.
no, well, he can hit it. So
If he can hit it, he can pot it.
it's probably not a bad shot from John leaving the edge because
10
it
seconds.
stops Darrell. If it was a total snooker, you know, he'd be able to get behind the other red at the bottom. This is the right shot from Darrell.
Tell you what, that nearly came out brilliantly. It's still a very good shot.
Yeah, it's well thought. John needs a big pot here. Because he hasn't got, I don't think he's got an easy safety on here.
Well, it's a good shot, but it's a bit more of a containing safety from someone who's got 6 balls on the table to their opponent's 2.
Yes, it is. I know, but it could give Darrell a bit of a way back into this frame. You know, one shot here. If this comes off right, you can get back into this.
10 seconds.
Looks short.
Yeah, it's a little shorter pace. I think John's dead straight on the yellow in the centre of the table to the top left, and if he is, I think he takes it on.
Yeah, this has got to be his chance this time, Dan. You're right about that one. It's a great pot.
It certainly is a great pot, and it opens up the chance for John McAllister to take a 3-1 lead. You would fully expect him to from this position now.
take that one, I think.
That could have gone wrong.
Yes. I think he wanted to miss the yellow and just sort of touch off the cushion, or on and off the cushion, just to leave this yellow straight. But, you know, he should get these from here now. Well, he's got 3 pretty much simple balls for John here now, and to take this 3-1 lead. And this definitely could have been 3-1 either way, Dan. You know, it's been a little bit scrappy.
Darrell will definitely be disappointed.
Yeah.
He'll certainly. I think he'd have taken 2-all. I think he'd be annoyed at 3-1 behind.
I think John's got to be happy to be 3-1 in front, because we've not seen the best from John yet. Not over all 4 frames, anyway.
No, absolutely. John's not been at his best. And Darrell's going to have to do well to come back into this match now.
That's one thing about John. You don't want him to get too far in front, because he's a tough man. He's a really good leader normally. When he takes a lead, he goes with it.
We are, of course, coming to the end of our weekend here in Bournemouth. How did you get on?
I don't really want to talk about it on here, to be fair. I won 1 match this weekend, that's all.
To be
What
fair,
about you? Well, you 1 match
I've
as well?
won 1 match.
Well, 2 between us, that's all right.
We're doing well.
Yes.
5th frame.
We're back to
Darrell
the
Whitworth to
job.
break. Trailing 3 frames to 1.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Timer.
Sure, we can't wait, can we?
No, absolutely not. Now that is a re-rack.
It is a re-rack, yep. You're right about that one.
But Darrell's just changed his break. He's just gone for the cut break. He's been making the front, well, certainly in the latter half of the match with Simon Ward, he made the front ball break work so well for him. He dished 3 in a row off his own break.
He's obviously not happy with his front ball break, so that's...
No, he's just changed it up.
That one with a bit of variation, Dan. And would you do it again? Cut break again?
Yeah, I think so. It looked like a pretty good split apart from the black going in.
You're right.
Fifth frame. Darrell Whitworth to break again. No penalty. Time running.
Well, he has gone for it again, and he's made a ball again. And that split on reds.
1 of each he's got.
The split on yellows isn't too bad, but they're all a little bit clustered, and he doesn't really have a nice opener. But these reds, I would fully expect Darrell to get these.
Oh, that didn't look the best of shots.
Did not cue that first shot well at all.
He's going to have to change his route, I think. He definitely would have liked to clear the downstairs route first, but we're probably going upstairs now.
I'd go with that. Or just flitting between the two. He's just on the stairs at the moment.
Well, he's going to have to. He's going to see some white ball movement here.
Oh, I'm stunned at that, to be honest.
It looked tight, but was it really that tight? That's what.
Well, he got down on it quick enough.
Yeah.
I sort of assumed it was just an easy shot.
Has he left John anything here? Don't look like he's got a lot open pockets. This is a tough opening yellow for John if he does
Extension
take
call.
a pot on.
Yeah, I can't see a huge amount, I have to say. It's very tricky. And I can't see a huge amount of safety either, if I'm honest.
He must be running out of time here, is he?
I'm assuming he's used his
10
extension.
seconds.
He must have. Is he safe?
I think he is. I think that's a very good shot.
He's left the one at the top end of the table, so he can hit this, and Darrell can get control of this frame now. So, or at least pressure John into a bit of a pot that he probably don't want to take on just yet.
Yeah, that's true. If he leaves the cue ball sort of anywhere
10
near
seconds.
the bottom cushion after this shot.
Oh, that's come off that cushion, Meg.
Hmm.
I think, what does John do here?
I wonder if there's a shot to nothing, but I think it might be a little bit too much angle to take the furthest left of the yellows down to the bottom
10
left
seconds.
corner and sort of top through and try and leave the cue ball right in the heart of those three yellows if you don't get it. Well, that
That's a long way off, I thought.
I don't think. I think he's just played to leave the cue ball on the yellow. He's
On the
closest.
top of the yellow, yeah, but I think he's left an edge here.
Oh, he's left an edge. Darrell can see this, but I don't think he can see the pot.
Ten seconds.
Looks a good white this time.
It's a very good cue ball, but there's a pot on. The middle of those three yellows goes to the centre, but it is a little bit do or die. It's certainly got pressure on it if he goes for it.
Well, you say he's got pressure on, but that red that Darrell's hit, he's gone pretty safe. He's knocked up two of his reds safe-ish, and that's sort of made John a little bit more relaxed on that yellow.
Either way, I think that's another missed chance for Darrell. Well, it's definitely another missed chance for Darrell. It looks to me like John McAllister's going to take a 4-1 lead.
10 seconds.
I mean, these clearances that where the balls are all together is just down to preference and angle, so it's just the way that he feels comfortable taking them. I mean, you say he's got a dodgy yellow, the one on the right-hand side of the table. That's his hardest yellow, and he's got options with that one.
I think that goes to the corner as well, to be honest.
Wow, it looks tight to the corner, but I think you're right, Dan. I think it goes.
No, and if it is that tight, he doesn't need to take it to the corner. Like you say, it actually goes in all of the other pockets, I think. So it's just a case of landing nicely on it. And that's not quite as nice as he'd liked. I think he'd like to be straight into the centre.
I think all pool players want to be absolutely straight on most shots, to be fair, but especially when they're this easy. So still expect him to make this.
Yeah. I wondered if he'd be half tempted to take it long, because he's a lot straighter on the long shot, but controlled the cue ball beautifully off that little snick into the centre. And it's a dead straight black for a 4-1 lead.
Well, that's another frame that's got away from Darrell there, and he can't be happy with his performance at the moment. It's a shame, really, to see this, after his performance in his last match.
Yep, but it really was a match of two halves last time, and it was Darrell that definitely won the second half. And it's entirely possible that he could complete the same sort of comeback, but you have to say John McAllister is a very tough man to come back against.
6th frame. John McAllister to break, leading 4 frames to 1. Time running.
John McAllister then 4 frames to 1 up, 3 frames to the good, and with the break. Sticking with the front ball, how's it going to work? That's dry.
Wow.
Well, if Darrell's going to get back into this match, he's got to win this one.
He has, but that's not the easiest one out for him.
It's not, but then there's a certain extent to which you make your own luck, isn't there?
Yeah, these sometimes these are the chances you've got to get back into this match.
10 seconds.
Well, he's chosen the yellows. 2 obvious problems, namely the yellow nearest the right centre pocket and the yellow nearest the black. Everything else isn't too bad, so it's just how he manoeuvres his way around those.
I'm not sure about this one, Dan. It's definitely overrun that one.
He has.
But he's just going for played.
That's a little bit unlucky. I wondered if he could have snuck the one he was closest to in there with a load of left-hand side and got into the red that was close to that yellow. Now he's in a world of trouble, actually.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here. I mean, the way he's playing these shots is sort of, he's really sort of, he's desperate to get a frame on the board, isn't he, again?
Yeah, but the thing is, he's got 2 balls tied up, and he's only got 2 balls to get them out with, and he can't do anything from this first one. So if he keeps going with the clearance now, he's going to be trusting to luck at some point. Well, oh, what an effort that was!
Well, he's still got a chance in this frame after that visit.
He has. There's just the one issue for John. Well, the black's an issue. There's just the one problem red, I should say. And that again, next to the right centre.
But he's got a red above it. He's going to have a chance of getting that one out. That's a fact.
Yeah, he's looking at that now. He could actually play the red off the yellow into the centre, and that would open up the centre pocket for the other red.
You'll probably see him try and get the black out of this first shot, possibly. But he needs to be careful to his work. He's missed it, has he? The black looks like that black goes in the right corner, does it, Dan?
I think the black
the bottom
now
left-hand corner.
goes to the bottom left, just. I think, but it's very tight. Of course, he may still be able to move it here and make absolutely certain. Well, now it goes. No problems there anymore.
Certainly not.
Just wants to make sure he gets that tricky red out or moves that yellow at least. Before he gets too deep into this finish, he wants to leave himself options after that shot, just in case something goes wrong.
He's got to be careful about this shot because he obviously, when he plays the red on top of this yellow, he should take the one in the top right-hand corner next and then stun that down. But it's all about that angle then, because he needs to get across the other side of the table to play the one in the top left.
Yeah, for me, this is a risky shot, just a little bit, because he's got to play position, but then he doesn't necessarily know where the next red's going to be. If he catches this slightly wrong and moves that red, he might be playing for the wrong sort of place on the table.
Yeah, it's like he's got to hit this yellow and cut it down towards the bottom right-hand corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's played that well.
He's played that very well indeed. One more big shot for me. This is not an easy positional shot, whichever way you go. He may choose to cut the red into the right centre first. I just think if he does that, it
10 seconds.
Makes the position for the black a little bit easier.
That's a lovely shot there from John, and look at the pace of this turn down.
That is perfect. That's so confidently done by John McAllister. Showing his class, showing why he's the world champion. And he extends his lead to 4 frames. John McAllister leads Darrell Whitworth by 5 frames to 1. 4 frames ahead, and it's starting to become a little bit insurmountable for Darrell.
Yeah, it's definitely one-sided. I mean, you know, we watched the way that Darrell was playing that last frame. You know, he was taking on a lot of shots, and either nothing was going right, or he was never getting in the right position, whatever it was. And he's up against it now.
He certainly is, and we can see there we've got a bit of a score update for you from the amateur final. That is a race to 7. And Josh Kane is 5-4 down against Adam Basu. Sorry, it's not a race to 7, is it? It's a race to 6. I should note that. I am an amateur.
Well, either way, these are both new amateurs as well. Well, I mean, it looks like that's been a great game. Even that one would deserve to be on this TV.
Definitely. Definitely should. But unfortunately, we can't televise every great game, because otherwise we'd be here for a lot longer than a weekend.
Oh, of course we would. Well, yeah, the amateur ranks, so Dan, you know, talk about them. They're just strong in their own world, aren't they?
They are. I would argue that last year was probably the strongest they had ever been.
Ever been, yes, they're correct. Yes, ever been.
You know, you Jordan Church, Scott Gillespie, Sean
Tom
Story, Tom, just
Darrell Whitworth.
The list is just endless and ridiculous.
10 seconds.
But that's not to that's not to take anything away from the amateur section this year, which I'm sure will be almost as strong as ever. Just I think last year was just exceptional.
Yes, it was, definitely. This looks like a good split for Darrell.
It's a great split. Just the red nearest the right centre. Unless you're right behind that, I don't think you necessarily want to drop that in the centre.
Well, that's probably the shot, though, Dan, is to drop it in the centre, because you leave a straight black then. It all depends on this shot here. Is he all right?
Going to hold up.
It's all about the angles, though, isn't it?
It is. He might just have to leave himself slightly longer on the next one. He's a little bit straight on this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
If he could punch across the table to the right and finish straight on the second to last red to the top right.
I wonder if he can play this through running right-hand side. Because he's played that well.
Wow.
What a shot that was.
That's some proper cue power there.
Now we'll just see if your shot was on here, Dan, to roll it in the middle.
Like you say, it's perfect.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that.
He will. He's probably slightly off angle the wrong way, because if it is that tight, he's probably going to be cueing this black off the cushion.
It's nicely controlled. Needs this black to get back in this match.
Well, the power of a good break brings Darrell Whitworth back to just 3 frames behind now.
That was a quick clearance, wasn't it? Was it about a minute?
It certainly was a quick one, yeah. 90 seconds, I think we're probably given for that one.
Okay, Dan, I didn't realise you was counting.
Someone get their stopwatches out. Rewind the iPlayer and let us know. Either way, that will give Darrell a little bit of confidence, and if John does slip up at any point, Darrell will be ready to pounce.
Yes, he will. But it's John's break now, isn't it? You got some shoes like John, have you?
No, mine aren't quite as sparkly.
Oh, no?
I haven't quite got the rhinestone sequin effect going on.
Well, I heard from somebody that you was the cleaner of John's shoes. Is this correct?
Absolutely not.
Oh, right.
I have to say, though, I do quite like... you mentioned John's shoes, and we talk about them a lot, but Darrell's got some funky-looking socks going.
Yes. I think one's orange and one yellow.
Oh, I think they're multicoloured of some sort. If he wins this, you need to tell Kev to get to have a look at them on the interview, I think.
Well, I'll let him have a look at them. I don't think I'm going to venture out to look at them. Definitely not. That was a big break from John.
It was just what he needed after the quick-fire break dish from Darrell in the previous frame. And it's a very nice split. Personally, I favour reds. I don't like the yellow next to the black.
No, I think the yellows at the bottom of the table. They're definitely a bit tougher. But I mean, you're right, Dan. You've got to take the reds on here. So he's got to be a bit careful to his work here, because them two reds just need a bit of careful consideration at the top of the table.
I think that's about perfect, because I think he can take the left one of those out now, and probably just either way he could run the cue ball through and play the other red into the right centre, because he's got a massive pocket for that.
But he might take his tough red now. This is his toughest red of this run out. But it means he's got to go back to the top of the table.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. You don't often see a player go up and down the table twice if they don't have to.
You know, but he landed perfect on his tough red. You know, and it sort of makes you change your route sometimes.
Make hay while the sun shines.
Yes, that's right. But, you know, looking at them top two reds at the top of the table again, does one of them go in that top right-hand corner?
10 seconds.
Because if it does, it'll make it a lot easier.
The top one certainly does. I think it makes it a lot easier if the bottom one does, especially.
Especially that, yes.
That is a little bit tighter, but I think it probably does, actually.
So John will be working out now exactly where he needs to be to leave himself the right angle to get to the top of the table. Has he overdone this? He looks perfect to me, on and off the cushion.
On and off the cushion will do.
Now we'll see what goes here, and the way that John will play this will decide on which balls go where. So well, he looks short on this. He's not happy with that.
He's not hit that properly at all.
So,
well, it's a thin snick either way. I think he's going to have to take the left one, and maybe hope for a little bit of luck. Maybe try and cannon into one of the reds, the yellows rather, to hold up.
Yeah, but you know, that's dicing with death. That things can go wrong when you start kissing into balls.
If you've got a
Can he
way
hold
that things can go right.
I reckon he can hold this. Here we go.
Real lots and lots of drag on right hand side.
Look at the control here.
Well, it ain't bad, is it?
No, it's a chance. Can he miss this yellow? Get round the back of them two yellows and come out in the open to put the black into the bottom right hand corner.
I think if he plays the shot in a similar way, lots of drag right hand side,
Yeah.
I think he can. I think also, if he can't, I think the black would go to the bottom left if he could get straight on that.
It looks like it's there. Oh, look at this.
Oh, that's an arrow in the heart of Darrell Whitworth.
It certainly is, because, you know, just when Darrell thought he'd probably getting back into this match, John has replied with his own break and dish.
And it's the worst kind of break and dish when you're the opponent. It's the one where your opponent looks as if they might give you a chance but to get back to the table, and then they snatch it away.
I know. What was your comment? Arrow in the heart, was it?
Yeah, I think so. We'll go with that. A dagger. Shall we go with a dagger? A dagger's better, isn't it, than an arrow?
Yeah, well, I think Darrell will be all right. He's still got his socks on. He's okay there.
Exactly. They are some winning socks. If you had Darrell's socks and John's shoes,
Wow.
what a combination that would be. Might be too much.
Yeah, just too much dazzle on all of them. Are we going to see a dish fest to the end here?
Well, we did in the last one.
Yeah.
I think it was literally the last 5 frames were all from the break.
So you said
Ninth
Darrell's
frame,
changed his break
Darrell
here.
with the
Is
break.
he going to keep
Drilling
with it?
6 frames to 2.
Well, the last 2 times
Time
it's
only.
worked. He's made a ball and they've come out okay.
Yeah, he's going side break again, yeah. Got some power. Has he got a ball? He has.
Ooh.
Oh, Yeah, tricky.
Well, I mean, the red's are the obvious colour just because of the amount of control afforded by that red down towards the bottom left. But those two at the top of the table are nasty. I don't know if he can get into those with his first shot.
Well,
He's gonna
straight
try.
down to it. Is he on a red?
I think he can still cut that one back that he's closest to. I think he's all right. But he's definitely going to be running into the other red if he does that. Certainly not guaranteed any sort of position.
No, he's going to be running into a red here, but will he play a safety? I haven't seen Darrell play a safety shot yet.
No, I don't think he likes them. I've seen him. We've sort of seen him play a couple of containing safeties when he's been behind, but he certainly hasn't played what you'd class as an aggressive safety shot.
No, I don't think it's his style, is it? I mean, he's got a chance here now.
Yeah, he has, and it's a decent one as well. This would be a big finish.
He's got to take the one over the back first, surely.
He has to.
One over the back first. He's got to be well controlled. This has.
Can he avoid the yellow on the way out?
What a shot! Is it going to be good? He's got work to do.
He has.
It's a cut back.
I think it's a cut back. It might even be a play it off the yellow.
Well, look at him. I mean, I like the cut back, and because is it a natural angle to kiss into the red? It's kissed into every ball. Does that red go in the top left-hand corner?
It's very tight. It cuts in the centre.
Yeah, it looks like it's the centre one.
Thing is, if he cuts this in the centre, can he hold it on the black? Can he run into the black? Because if he misses the black, he's cutting this so thin. I can't see how he can get back down the table unless he goes round it twice.
He's definitely playing the cut. It's a great cut. Where's the white though?
He
He's
couldn't
gonna need
hold
a
it.
Thinner cut here.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised he didn't just try and get round. I don't think there was any chance of holding it that way.
Let's hold your breath here, because there's going to be some cut of a black if this goes down. Oh,
That's a long way. It's just such a tough shot.
Yeah.
That's one of those that's a bit harsh because it's made Darrell look a little bit silly there. But that is so hard to do. Those thin cuts, for some reason, they're made even harder when you're close to the rail.
They certainly are. Yes, it's.
Not sure John can quite believe he's got through that gap. He's still okay, but I think he'd like to have nudged one of those yellows.
Yeah, because he's got a bit of work to do here, but he's in control, as far as I can see.
I think if he could have nudged the top of the two that are closest to the left corner, he'd have been really happy with that shot.
Yeah, especially if he left him on one of the ones in the right centre.
Yeah.
There's your nudge. It's not look too bad, Dan.
It's all right. It's a little bit hampered queuing. He may choose to take the one he's closest to first.
It all depends on what angle here, because he might be able to, the one that is closest to the cushion, in the middle of the cushion, he might be able to just push it up table a little bit. All depends on this angle.
Perhaps a fraction thin, might have to run into the two that are together.
Where's he going with this one?
Ooh, now then. He's certainly making work here.
Yeah, I can't say that's been one of his best shots I've seen. But he's in control of this frame, and can he put one of these in the left middle? I don't think so.
Is he going to pull back? Is he going to play a safety? I don't think so, but he could dolly the one off the left-hand cushion. It's not going to leave anything easy for Darrell.
He's got to take the one in the right centre here, surely.
It looks like that's what he's going to do.
He's played this well.
He'd love a couple more rolls of the white, wouldn't he?
Yes, definitely. I thought he played it well, and he's about 2 inch short.
And he's not bad. And he might be able to drag this and just hold the cue ball so that it doesn't bounce too far off that left side cushion.
What you don't want to be doing is nudging that yellow.
10
So
seconds.
that'll make it go closer to the cushion.
He's playing the top one. And he's missed it.
My God.
Well,
That's uncharacteristic.
it's a gimme. It's a gimme for Darrell. And it's a big difference. 6-3 or 7-2. 7-2, Darrell's on his way home
Right.
mentally. I think he checks out at 7-2 unless something drastic happens.
Uh,
At 6-3, there's a chance.
As the game's back on.
There we have the scoreline for you from the amateur final. It is 6-5. Adam Basu. And there we have the ladies' final for you. It will be Northern Ireland's Emma Cunningham versus England's Amy Beecham. And that will be our next match on the TV table. What a great advert for ladies' pool there.
And that's a repeat of the World Final, is it, Dan?
Absolutely.
Well, the 2020 World Final, should I add.
A repeat of the World Final from effectively a month ago. And here, the semi-finals from the professional event.
10th
Rob
frame.
Donkin currently
John
trailing
McAllister to break.
Liam Dunster,
Leading
the
6
number
frames to
1,
3.
by
Timer.
6 frames to 4. And John McAllister here leads Darrell Whitworth by 6 frames to 3. What a break that is.
How many balls have gone down there? Well, there's 3 reds gone.
And a yellow. Wow.
Can you add them up?
No. 5, 6, I don't know.
Bring a calculator.
It certainly looked like 5 or 6, didn't it?
Yeah.
Balls going all over the table. What a break that is from John McAllister.
10 seconds.
And a big opportunity to put that miss out of his mind. It was actually a pretty big missed chance, that final frame. He lost control of the cue ball quite early on. He never recovered it when he should have done. Darrell had a black over the pocket, but all of John's yellows were there, really. You really can see John's shoes sparkling around the table. And he is a pool player in sparkling form. This has been a very composed finish so far. And I would expect him to make it. Just the positional shot between the last 2 yellows is the real crucial one.
He wants a bit of an angle here, just so he can drop on this. So he can drop the yellow into the left middle.
He could go the other way. He could play this as a double now if he's 2 straight. But I think he's got enough angle.
He looks good from here down, to be
Extension
fair.
call.
Double it is. Perfection from John McAllister. So now the big positional shot becomes this one. Just got to screw it back anywhere within 6 to 8 inches even of the left-hand side rail, and John will be comfortable and confident in potting the black. Well, he's topped it through, and he's just about got enough on it. Obviously felt that gave him a nicer angle. He'd probably like another roll or 2 on the cue ball. Still don't expect him to miss this mind. John McAllister makes up then for his
Frame.
slightly poor performance in the previous frame with a break dish A great break, and he leads Darrell Whitworth by 7 frames to 3. Just 1 frame from victory now for the world champion.
Yeah, that was, well, you know, I mean, he could have won this match by now.
Could have done. But then, you know, it could, if Darrell takes his chances, it's 5-all. So,
Yes, one way of looking at it, Dan, definitely.
I think Darrell will just be disappointed. You know, it doesn't take a lot to lose a match at this level. 7-3 looks like a horrendous scoreline, but it really is 2, maybe 3 positional mistakes from Darrell. You know, you could make a case for Darrell should be in the lead.
Yeah, there's definitely chances it's got away from Darrell because, you know, John didn't look comfortable at the start and really should have capitalised a little bit better.
Trailing
than
7
he
frames to 3.
Yeah, he's now grown into the game.
Has he got a ball? He looks dry.
He hasn't. It's a very typical cut break, that one. All the balls are over one side of the table. It's a little bit messy, but actually, I think this is a great opportunity on yellows.
It is. Definitely yellows have got a bit of ball, especially that yellow over the bottom left-hand corner. But it's just whether he can push this red out of the way of the middle bag here. And that's the shot he's got to be looking at first, if it's a possible shot.
Yeah, he's got to catch the red with the yellow very, very fine, but he just wants to push the yellow out of the way for the other yellow, the one just below the cue ball.
But he needs to pot the yellow, really. Is he good enough?
Well, I think he's okay, because actually the yellow that he's worried about
goes in the right middle.
Goes in the right centre. So take that now and problem solved.
That's something that we weren't looking at, Dan, was it, eh?
That's why we're sat in here.
It is. So John's massively in control now. I don't see any way out of the way for this for Darrell.
No, I'm inclined to agree. I'm assuming that the left of the 2 reds, yellows he's looking at now goes to the top left. And if it does, there's just a little bit of mileage in this yet. Just a little bit of mileage with the cue ball.
Yeah, a little bit of mileage, a little bit of traffic, as we call it. But I can't see John making a mistake from here, to be fair.
Just wants to be careful. He's going to presumably play one of those 2 yellows
10 seconds
at the bottom of the table as a plant. He just wants to be careful not to push the other one
Where's
onto
the white?
side rail. He's going to get past it just.
I'll tell you what.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. That takes out of play basically any problems at all.
He's still got to be a bit careful with his work here, because it's all about this control now. He wants his yellow to stay over the bag. I think he'll take them both, would he?
I was going to say, I was thinking you play it as a skilly, and if you get it right, you're definitely on there.
Well, look at his angle. What's he got? I think he's just pointed with the table where he wanted to be.
Yeah, well, you may have been right. If he hadn't played that as a skill shot, leaves the yellow there.
Yep.
There's no problem. Now there might be a little one.
What's he going to do with this then?
Is he digging at this? Is he going to try and screw it back? Wow.
Oh, well, he's got out. Has he got a cut back on this black?
Has he got a cut back?
Surely not.
If not, can he play it off the red?
Ooh. Oh, I don't think about off the red, Dan, I don't, but...
You've got no adventure.
No, obviously not.
No adventurous spirit.
John knows what he's doing. He's made his mind up.
Well, this is for the match. Can he cut this black back? He
Oh,
can. What a shot.
Frame.
John McAllister, what a performance that is. He gets through to the UK professional final here in Bournemouth.
McAllister wins the match, 8 frames to
Just
3.
1 month after winning the world title, he will have a chance to win the UK professional championship as well. And what a story that would be.
Wow, and just to add to his trophy collection that, well, he's mounting up by the sounds of it.
Yeah, not a bad trophy collection John McAllister's got, I can't imagine.
No, it's, well, he'll have a couple of cupboards for it, would he?
I'd probably be happy with one of them. Anyone.
Oh yeah, you'll be happy with his shoes as well, by the
Yeah.
sounds of it. The amount of times you've mentioned them.
Coventry Singles League Division 4 or whatever he did when he was probably 12.
More like 6, probably.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Either way, a stunning performance. Slight disappointment for Darrell Whitworth, who did have his chances to at least put more pressure on John, but it was an excellent performance from John McAllister. And as we've said, your next game will be the ladies' final between Emma Cunningham and Amy Beecham. Amy there in the background, you can see she's ready and waiting. But before we get to that, we're going to go down to the arena, and Kevin Barton is with your first finalist, John McAllister.
And the winner of the semi-final, John McAllister, is with me now in the arena. John, was pretty pleased with the performance and the final.
Yeah, definitely pleased with the performance. I think I only made one mistake to go 7-2 up, so yeah, really pleased I took my chances when they came.
And your opponent, Darrell, he's had a great run this weekend in his first event, and probably just one match too far for him, do you think?
Yeah, well, possibly. I think he missed a couple of chances that I didn't expect him to miss as well, so that sort of helped me settle down early on, take a little bit of a lead. But yeah, sometimes it can just be the long days that catch up on you, especially on your first event.
Obviously delighted to keep your form up from the World Championships, that title of World Champion, how does that feel? Is it still sinking in?
Yeah, definitely still sinking in. I think, yeah, it would just be going through the year really, trying to make the most of it. But yeah, just happy the form is continuing really.
And the final, I think, is against Liam Dunster, so the World Champ against the Pro #1. That's a great end to the first tour.
Yeah, it's, we've had many battles over the years, so yeah, we've won a fair few, and a few titles over the last few years as well, so yeah, it'd be a good game. Obviously, if I can turn up like that, then I've got every chance.
Okay, well played, John, and good luck in the final later on.
Cheers, guys.